The views and opinions expressed do not necessarily reflect those of Access Fort Wayne, the Allen County Public Library, or any other supporting groups. If you'd like to produce a show, call us at 260-421-1250.
Let me be your lighthouse so I can show you the way. Let me be your shining light, I'll keep you from drifting away. I'm the one that makes you try when...
Hello, this is Patty Hunter of Patty's Page. I'm on location now here at Allen County Right to Life here in Fort Wayne, Indiana. And beside me is Cathie Humbarger. Hello, girl.
Good to see you again, my friend.
Good to see you again. She is Executive Director of Allen County Right to Life and Vice President of Policy Enforcement of Indiana Right to Life. That's a whole bunch to say.
It's difficult to say, and it's not an easy job, so the title matches the job.
So, how long have you been with Indiana Right to Life?
I've been with Indiana Right to Life to varying degrees over the last 6 or 7 years. I started with Allen County Right to Life in January of 2002 and worked part-time as their first paid employee. And from that, I had the opportunity to move into work at the state level, in the State House, and with our legislators. And so that comes under the purview of Indiana Right to Life. So it has evolved over time, but what's good for Indiana Right to Life is good for Allen County Right to Life. What's good for Allen County Right to Life is good for Indiana Right to Life, and it's all good for the unborn boys and girls and their mothers.
So tell me, what are your duties really as a policy enforcement whatever?
Vice President of
Vice
Policy
President.
Enforcement.
Yes, that's a lot.
We started here in Indiana. As a matter of fact, as we record this, we're sitting in a room right next to the former abortion facility here in Fort Wayne. We were able to do some investigation into the abortion business here in Fort Wayne and found that there were some infractions and violations that were occurring under the direction of then abortionist Ulrich Klopfer. So we pulled that information together, and we were able to submit that to the people in seats of authority, and they took action, and there was disciplinary action that followed. And eventually, the abortion facility was closed. The last abortion done in Allen County that we are aware of was in December of 2013. So from that, we were able to begin sharing our story with other states and helping them understand how regular review of public information documents and a proactive request for public information documents can be very helpful for us to find information and malfeasance that's going on so that we can share that with the people who are in seats of authority and can take action. So as Vice President of Policy Enforcement, I work very closely with the team here in Indiana, but I've also been invited now to other states. So it's all about...
Have you gone around the whole country, or?
I've been to California, I've been to Washington, I've been to Illinois, and I mean, I've been to several states, but pretty much spread all over. Florida.
Is California hard?
California is hard in a way in that they are very reluctant to do anything to regulate the abortion industry. However, on the other hand, California and other liberal states are crazy about regulations of any other kind.
Oh, they love it.
So the regulations that they put in place for any businesses to operate can be applied to the abortion industry as well. So we're looking at it from a little bit different perspective, but yes, there are nuggets that we can find to hold abortion businesses accountable, and just like any other business.
Unfortunately, it's a bad business.
Well, indeed, but as a result of what we've done here in Indiana, we've seen 3 abortionists disciplined, an abortionist have his license suspended, and 4 abortion facilities have been closed.
Yes.
Now, that doesn't mean that abortions aren't still continuing, or that the women who are looking for abortions go other places. That's true. But we can see in the rate of abortions done in Indiana that this has impacted significantly the number of abortions, because there just aren't that many abortion businesses that are willing to comply with the laws.
Well, how many people are working for you at Indiana Right to Life? Is there a lot of people?
No paid staff. Excuse me, on this particular initiative. No, actually, the Indiana Right to Life staff is not all that big. We have a CEO, and we have a person who's responsible for public policy and lobbying during the session. We also have a person who works with the affiliates across the state, and then my position. We also have someone who helps us with communications and press releases and that kind of thing. Yeah. However, I think all of us, except well, maybe all of us, this is not full time. We wear multiple hats in order to pay our bills. So, however, here at Allen County Right to Life, we do have 2 or 3 paid staff, and we have tremendous volunteers at the state level. I have a wonderful enforcement team that
I'm one of the volunteers.
Exactly. In the state, we have an enforcement team, and each one has their responsibilities and helps scour the documents that we get, and helps us to find those things that we need to draw attention to.
Do you pass bills? Do you help to pass bills, or you help politicians?
I am privileged to work alongside Sue Swayze-Liebel, who is the primary lobbyist for Indiana Right to Life. That's her main focus. So during the session, though, I'm in the State House quite a bit helping her, and we have a group of very, very committed pro-life legislators in Northeast Indiana that I stay in contact with the year round.
I just saw on Facebook the picture of Monica Kelsey, I'm sorry, Monica. Monica Kelsey, surrounded by Senator Travis
Holdman.
And all about, it's her birthday today.
Yes, it is. As we tape this.
Yes, we tape.
That picture included Representative Martin Carbaugh, and Russ Yale, who is not only City Councilman Russ Yale, but was in that picture representing Congressman Jim Banks, congratulating Monica Kelsey on the passage of the Safe Haven Baby Box Bill.
Yes.
So that's yes, I am familiar with that picture.
Now, we have coming up several events with Allen County Right to Life. Now, we are mailing out Allen County Right to Life 2018 primary election
candidate surveys.
And this is going out to many people.
If you're on the Allen County Right to Life mailing list, you got something that looks like this, and the survey looks like this. Every election cycle, we survey candidates both at the state and local level. Here are the questions, and then here are the answers, so that you can see where the candidates stand on life issues. We think this is very important, even if the seat that the candidate's running for may not appear to directly impact the life issue. People who are pro-life consider the life issue to be a window into the character of the candidate that's running. Additionally, the candidates that run for local office often run for higher office. So we want to be their friends and be on their team when they start out and make certain that everybody knows where their position is on life. Also in this mailer is a list of Allen County Right to Life Political Action Committee endorsed candidates. That is, the Political Action Committee is separate and apart from Allen County Right to Life. So they do evaluate the voting records, the other issues that are going to be important for the candidate to get elected from a pro-life perspective. So this is what it looks like when it's in your mailbox. Take it out and look at it. And I understand you can take this into the voting booth with you if you choose. So we would appreciate you using the information that we've collected. This is completely free. If you're not a member of Allen County Right to Life and you would like to be, please call the office for 260-471. Let's see, 260. Oh, I have too many numbers in my head. 471-1849. 260-471-1849. Or you can visit our website at ichooselife.org and download the voter guide. It's free. You don't have to sign up for anything. You don't have to be a member to get this information.
Well, you know, how many have you sent out so far?
We've sent out in the mail about 2,000.
Wow.
But we have hard copies available in the office, and it's also available for download.
It's online. People,
Online.
It's online. And we have other events coming up with Allen County Right to Life, I do believe.
Yes,
This
indeed.
Life Defenders Training 2018, that is when?
July 13th and 14th. This is the apologetics, pro-life apologetics training that we offer for our students, Patty, high school and college. We have 3 different levels. We're really creative: Pro-Life 101, Pro-Life 102, and Pro-Life 103.
Oh.
So the students return year after year and build on what they learned the year before.
It's like classes or something like that?
It
Seminar?
is, but it's interactive, and the students come on Friday evening, July 13th. It's at St. Francis College, University,
Right.
and they begin on Friday evening and then all day on Saturday. And when they leave, they are equipped to make a basic pro-life argument based on science and philosophy. We know, Patty, that truth is the truth regardless of if you believe the truth giver, the
Yeah.
creator.
Right.
But other people don't always care what God says. So the truth that God gives us is true whether you read the Bible or not. So it's true in science, it's true in philosophy, and other ways that a person coming from a secular perspective would be more likely to listen to. So if the students go into a classroom in their high school or college, they are equipped to make a solid pro-life defense,
Right.
and also with their friends that in their circle of influence. So they come in and get the basics the first year, and then the next year they come back and learn more, and then the last year Scott Klusendorf of Life Training Institute comes in and teaches debating skills and that kind of thing.
So how many more years will this be?
Oh, I hope ongoing until we no
Ongoing.
longer have to educate our students about life issues, which I'm not certain is going to end before the Lord comes back. So we plan to continue this very solid educational program for students. And we've had students go through our Life Defenders Camp that have gone on to work in Washington, D.C. as staff members for congressional leaders. We've had them serve in areas of government and go on to all different fields. And even if they only take the basic, Patty, they will have that with them for the rest of their lives.
Yes.
And will be able to share the very simple defense of life with anyone that they encounter.
And this weekend, we won't be able to show this on TV so right now, but there's going to be a rally, a protest rally.
It's a week from Saturday,
Week
yes.
from Saturday.
Mhm. In front of Planned Parenthood and 5 others here in Fort Wayne and 5 other cities across the state. And again, that information is available at our website, ichooselife.org,
How long is that, from 9?
9 to 11.
noon? So everyone here in Fort Wayne who are pro-life, who wants to be members of the people who believe in saving our babies, Planned Parenthood here on Jefferson, we are going to do a rally from 9 to 11, so please be there to boost our ego.
Add to the numbers.
And add to the numbers of people who want to save the unborn and newborn. Is there anything else you'd like to discuss what Allen County Right has been up to for the past year?
Allen County Right to Life?
Yes.
Yes, I just want to mention one other project that's coming up. We do our very best to make the information available to members of the community at little or no charge, usually no charge. So we are having a fundraiser coming up on Mother's Day.
Mother's Day.
It's the Carnation Project. We've done this for a number of years.
What day is that?
May 6th, I believe it is
That's my
this year.
birthday.
Oh, well, happy birthday, and someone can get you a carnation to celebrate. The carnations will be available in several churches for the weekend services and for a donation to Allen County Right to Life. Anyone coming in can pick up a carnation and honor the special woman in their life. And they're not always mothers. It could be someone who is a special mentor or someone who has impacted children, or just a plain old strong, not old necessarily, but strong women. We want to recognize them, and it happens to be on Mother's Day. But this is the biggest fundraiser for Allen County Right to Life to be able to continue our activities.
So you got a lot of carnations to sell, like $1 or $2 a donation for?
It's a donation, so we don't give a specific amount.
Oh,
but
anything you want.
One of the events, you asked about things that have happened over the past year, one of the events that proceeds from the carnation sponsors is our annual legislative forum,
Right.
which is held during the session, and we are very honored to have representatives that serve in the State House, senators and representatives, serve on a panel to let the attendees know what is going on with pro-life legislation in the State House. And this is while the session is still going on, so the attendees can still have an impact on whether the legislation passes and make their opinions known to the senators and representatives. Usually, this is really an opportunity for those in the community to be able to access and talk to the legislators without having to drive to Indianapolis or set a special appointment. And they're very kind about staying after, try to focus on the life issue while we're there, but they stay after and are willing to talk about any issue of concern to citizens. And then we have the March for Life, of course, that occurs in January here locally, that observes the anniversary of the Roe versus Wade decision.
Oh.
The one here in Allen County is the largest one in the state.
Wow.
So we'll be planning that. And just other events as they come on our radar. For example, this Planned Parenthood protest.
Yes.
That we found out about it and we jumped on board and wanted to sponsor one here. So that's.
Who are you working with then for the rally? Are you working with anyone else?
Allen County Right to Life is the primary sponsor. We have other speakers and students and other advocates that will be there, but we're the primary sponsor this time.
Well, that's cool. This for the Life Defenders this July. Who's going to be the main speaker on the Friday night?
It will be someone from the training staff. We've revamped a bit. We used to bring in a headliner for Friday night, but we've decided that a better use of those funds is to focus on the training for the students.
Well, legislation. What have you been working on, dear?
This is what passed in the 2018 session, Patty. Of course, we've talked about the newborn safety devices at fire departments. That was a very important piece of legislation. 2 little babies have been relinquished in these safe haven baby boxes.
Thank God.
And untold numbers have been saved from the trash can because of the hotline that the mothers can call and get direction to where they can get assistance and services and all the things that they need to help them through their crisis. We got a piece of legislation through that will help us with abortion clinic licensing, which is very important here in Indiana with the new abortion facility that applied for a license. It's been denied. It's in appeal, but we were able to strengthen our licensing requirements. We also were able to, for the first time, get legislation passed that will require emergency rooms and those who treat women who have complications from abortions to report to the Indiana State Department of Health those complications. That way we'll have a really accurate idea of where the weaknesses are and how endangered women are. It's all been hypothetical guesswork and pretty much anecdotal information up to this point, but we'll get strong statistics and know how many women are being injured. We think it's going to be significant, especially with the advent of the chemical abortion pill, but we will get accurate information. We also were able to defeat a very dangerous piece of legislation that would have allowed for physician-assisted suicide. So That was would have been a very dangerous piece of legislation. Our own Dr. Andrew Mullally from here in Fort Wayne heads up the fight against physician-assisted suicide. He does an excellent job and has been able to alert the Indiana Medical Association of the fact that doctors here in Indiana do not want to be put in a position where they are required to help someone die. As my friend Father Pavone says, don't worry, nobody's going to miss their opportunity to die. So those are some of the things we've been working on. We'll be coming back next session with more legislation to protect unborn little boys and girls and their mothers, and to see a significant reduction in the abortion rate until the day when we see none here in the state of Indiana.
Wow. And I'll be interviewing Dr.
Mullally.
In a couple of weeks, so we'll have his, what you're talking
Wonderful.
about. There is a banquet when?
It is on Columbus Day, October 8th, I believe it is.
October, yeah.
Yes, and the keynote speaker is going to be Mike Spencer of Life Training Institute. He is one of the trainers for the students, but he also does our adult training. It's going to be a real treat to hear him speak to us from a different perspective other than helping us learn how to defend the unborn. So he's a tremendous speaker. You will leave motivated and challenged and fired up to be about the business that breaks the Lord's heart, and that's the execution of these little boys and girls.
It's,
it is. That's why I do what I do. It gets me up every day, Patty.
Yeah, it gets me up every day because, like I said many moons ago on my other shows, my late aunt was an abortionist, and that's why I'm pro-life.
That has to break your heart.
It breaks my heart what she had done. And I forgive her. It took me a long time to forgive her, even though she's long past, but yeah. That's what's driving me forward, to help our little children, our babes, our unborn. They're very precious in God's eyes, and that's why we have to be here, to be their voices and their strength. There's supposed to be an adult defenders or something like that?
Yes, there will be. That'll be in the fall. That's not been scheduled yet, but I would encourage everyone to watch for details. And if the best way to stay on top of what's happening with Allen County Right to Life is to get in touch with us and get on the email list. We send out a newsletter, an email newsletter about every 2 or 3 weeks, and that has all the coming events. And then if something special comes up, we can notify our members very quickly through an email alert.
Do you have a lot of members, volunteers who are younger?
We're seeing a trend that way, indeed. This is not just happening here in Allen County, but across the country. The students that are involved, we see this in every January when we go to Washington for the march. The faces are more and more, the number of young faces is growing. So we're just delighted for that. And I see the responsibility that I have and others who have been in my generation fighting this fight to invest in the next generation, because we're no longer the pro-life generation. They are the pro-life generation. So
there's time to be re-educated.
And we need to be willing to let go of the baton and let them fight this fight.
Abby Lorenzen?
Yes.
Mrs. Abby Lorenzen. She's the young one, and she's going to have a baby. Maybe her daughter, or her, is it daughter or son? Daughter who will be able to go out and be a trailblazer herself. So.
Indeed. Well, if we don't win this any other way, Patty, we'll just out-baby them.
What would you like to say to my audience to encourage the new moms and dads, especially when they say, it's unplanned, we can't do it? Well, you can do it. What do you think?
Well, surprises are often unplanned. I think that the Lord, I know the Lord has a plan for every child that he gives life to, regardless of whether we deem them to be perfect or not. Everyone is a gift from God.
Right.
We are pro-life not because of what the child may do or not do, but because the child is made in the image of God, with God's thumbprint on this child's heart and soul, and they're a part of the human family. So
Yeah,
that is why we fight for these children.
I can't understand why human beings are destroying ourselves from within. There's so much evil out there, and we have to realize God is here for us, the light of light. And He is here to save us.
Indeed.
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 Well, thank you, Cathie, for coming on to my show.
Oh, you're so welcome. The time went very
Yes,
fast.
it went. Thank you, and we love you.
I love you too, Patty. And you're a strong supporter of ours, and we love all the volunteer activities that you and others like you do. We couldn't do what we do without you.
Oh, blush. Thank you for coming on to my
You're
show,
welcome.
Cathie. And thank you, audience, for listening in. And we'll see you next week. God bless. Until then, have a great week.
Godspeed, my love, until we meet again. You're always in my heart and every dream. Don't let this time